Welcome back to another episode of Level 5 Education Lockdown. As always, I appreciate all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please smash that little red button on the right hand corner of your screen. And today I'm going to give you 4 things that you do not want to do when teaching in the Baltimore City school system or any inner city school system across the country. 4 things you do not want to do. Alright, we're going to start off with the 4th being the least most impactful, and the first being the biggest thing that you do not want to come with at all, especially the first day, but any day when teaching in any inner city school system. Here we go. Number 4, negative attitude. Do not come in there with a negative attitude. I understand. We all have bad days. We all wake up sometimes on the wrong side of the bed. And I don't mean just that little kind of one day that you're kind of pissy, this and that. No, I mean in general. Do not come in there with a negative attitude. Meaning, if you don't want to be there, don't fucking be there. If you don't like the kids, if you don't like being around kids who are poor, kids who are defiant, kids who will talk back and stick up for themselves, that ain't the place for you. If you're always going to be pissed about it, then quit. Because nobody wants some negative Nancy moping around. That's what we don't want. The staff doesn't want it. The administration doesn't give a shit. As long as your body in there, whatever. And your students definitely don't want to have that. And what they're going to do, they're going to mirror that. They're going to give it right back to you. Remember, you're part of a team. All right, many of those students in there actually care about you, believe it or not. Listen, do not go in there with a negative attitude. It helps nothing. It'll make your whole day shit. Your lesson plan will come down. Your relationships with children will decrease. Your relationship with your staff will decrease. Do not do that. Put a little imaginary box outside your door, or really outside the front office of the school. Put your shit in there, and you walk in at least able enough to hide your negativity. All right. Number three, the third thing you do not want to do when teaching in an inner city school system: not keep your word. That's a huge no-no. All right. Many situations, students in inner city school systems, and really all school systems, but specifically Baltimore City and other inner city situations, kids are used to being lied to. They're used to things being fake. They're used to not having consistency. They're used to just giving up on shit because people give up on them. All right? If you start lying, which is what it is, saying you'll give some sort of incentive or some sort of prize or some sort of something if students accomplish something, and you don't do that even one time, your word will mean nothing. And if your word means nothing, you're about to have a rough year. If it ain't like the last couple weeks of school, but you shouldn't even do it then because it'll carry you over to next year. Never. Remember, all you have in many school systems is your name. You understand me? Your reputation. How students look at you. What kind of energy you demand. Do not lie. Do not just say, oh, yeah, if y'all just sit down this time and just do what you're supposed to do, tomorrow I'll do this. And then tomorrow comes around, oh, I can't this and that. Do not do that. Do not lie. Stick to your word no matter what it is. Number 2, the second thing you better not do when teaching in Baltimore City for sure, and any other inner city school system in the country, I'll say even the world, is come in there thinking you're John Wayne. Do you understand me? Meaning, whatever system that the school has in place, you're going to go against that. That means just raising your voice in situations when talking to students, like in a way that's aggressive, that's uncalled for. Like John Wayne, for example. Being fire against fire. What I mean by that is, if a student's angry, they're in a bad mood, you meet that fire with more fire because you're John Wayne. What you say goes, this and that. You're a tough guy. Adding more gas to the fire. All right. Only way you put out a fire in an inner city school system is with water. You have to be the water. If you come in there like John Wayne, no matter what the situation is, you're gonna be gas. It doesn't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be an argument. Any situation, things are usually tense enough as it is, at least in my situation. That doesn't go for every school, but last thing people want is someone who's extra stern and extra, like, just thinking what he says goes or what she says goes. If you don't do it, you're this and this and this. Every little thing that happens, you're on it in a negative manner, trying to put people down, just trying to be the head gunner in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like on some Wild Wild West shit. Don't do that. Take the humble route. Do not, and I repeat, do not think that you can go in Baltimore City school system and act like you're John Wayne. the super aggressive, like police officer tactic. You know what I'm saying? Do not do that. It will backfire from day one, from the first lesson. It will backfire. Treat people how you want to be treated, especially students. You better respect them. I don't care what they do. You better respect them, because if you don't, if you think you're John Wayne, all right, you're gonna lose that showdown, baby. That's for sure. Now, the number one thing that you better not do when teaching in Baltimore City school system or any inner city school system around the country is coming to that building on day one or any day with a lack of confidence. If you're timid, if you lack confidence in general, if you're shy, if you're scared to speak up for yourself, if you walk with your head down, with your back hunched over, it is not the place for you. You're not gonna just slide by. You're not gonna just hide in your office and things will be good. That's not how it's gonna go. You're gonna get exposed from day one. You're gonna become an emotional wreck. If you stick it out somehow, you're gonna have anxiety. You're gonna have depression. The administration is gonna talk down at you. They're gonna laugh at you and behind your back. The kids are gonna definitely laugh at you and behind your back and just give you hell. All right. Not saying that just because you don't have confidence, everyone's automatically just gonna be an asshole to you. But it's going to expose you. If you're timid, if you speak softly, you don't like raising your voice at times, or just speaking in a stern manner, but not too stern now. All right, just enough that shows some sort of self-respect. If you're not that type of person, I'm not hating on you. There's plenty of school systems that you can probably get by in. All right? But Baltimore City is not one of them. You're going to get exposed every single time. So remember, no matter what, do not come in that building with a lack of confidence. All right, if I can get that, and that's the number one thing. That's the biggest thing. If you don't have confidence, if you're lacking confidence, you're done. Do you understand me? All right. Now, those were my 4 things not to do when teaching in Baltimore City or any inner city school system. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Again, click that like button, smash that subscribe button, support your boy. I appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in to another episode of Level 5 Education Lockdown.